My Kiwi dream renovation is well underway. I've managed to save some treasures from the demolition, and I've got my window so I can sit on the bed and cast an eye out to Rangitoto. I'm glad I fought for this. The bigger window has cost me more and puts me behind on my budget, but this amazing view was worth fighting for. With an old house like this, you never really know what's going to come out of the woodwork. We've encountered rotting floorboards, dodgy clogged up pipes.
Yeah, hold a bit.
This Kiwi dream renovation has been anything but a dream run.
But all that's behind us now. This week is the big landscaping week, and I get to see Pascal's vision for my garden come to life. I get my spa pool, and I'm looking forward to seeing the outdoor fireplace that Pascal is so excited about.
I've been thinking about all we planned. I've been thinking about all we dreamed. I've been thinking about living a life supreme. I look around and see just where we are. I can't believe we've come so far. I just want to shout about it. Now there's no doubt about it. We're living the Kiwi dream.
This is my Kiwi dream. A 1950s Californian bungalow perched above Karaka Bay, overlooking the Hauraki Gulf. It's been in the one family and barely touched for the past 60 years. There's a lot of work to be done, but the potential of this place is intoxicating. The house is on 2 levels. Upstairs, there's a master bedroom that I've now converted into a beautiful space with an ensuite and cantilevered window to house my lovely new Athena bath. Downstairs, there's a second bedroom and bathroom and a curious space that I want to convert into a 3rd bedroom. The property is only 1/5 house. The rest is landscape, so this is a significant part of the project.
Meet the team. I've worked hard with Renovations to put my renovation team together. Tahlia Jones, my project manager from Refresh. Mike Hayward, also from Refresh, is my building project manager. His experience and can-do attitude is just what I need on my team. Next up, we have the man who has worked with me to put my vision on paper, architect Dean Wiley. Interior designer Sally Ridge will put the finishing touches to my dream. For my garden and outdoor areas, I have landscape designer Pascal Tibbits from Natural Habitats. Handling all my building, electrical and plumbing needs are the boys from Blue Cross. And of course, there's money that needs to pay for all of this, so I have Mike Pero from Mike Pero Mortgages to keep me on the straight and narrow. But one of the first key players I'll be needing are these guys, my demolition team and labourers from National Personnel. Now, let's get back to the garden. In the last episode, our landscaping ground to a halt when we didn't have the correct council consents, and we lost a week while that was sorted out. So, now the boys are trying their best to make up for lost time. The diggers are digging, and the concrete is being poured, and Pascal tells me if all goes well from here, I should be relaxing in my new outdoor spa by the end of the week. Now, let's have another look at this strange kind of storage come workshop downstairs. It's the curious space that I was talking about. I'm hoping to turn it into a more useful space, like a 3rd bedroom. But for that to happen, we're going to need to create more height. So it's time for the boys from National Personnel to clear it out and see what we have to work with. Word is, we may have revealed some worrying and potentially budget-busting problems.
Right. We've got some alarm bells ringing here with these ballards. They need to come out to make this a functional room. We have no existing plans, so it's very hard to tell how they're holding up the building or not.
They kind of look like they might be holding up the house, don't they?
I think so, yes. They are structural.
The head height is the major issue in this room, obviously, to have any kind of functionality. Do we know yet whether these walls go all the way down beyond the current floor level to the new floor level?
I'd love to say yes, but we don't know. So it's a cutout. We've got to go down and have a look. And there are going to be associated costs, obviously, outside our budget if these walls don't go all the way down. That's the decision that needs to be made. Our choices are, we dig down, we see where that takes us, or we stop right now. Do we have a really nice wine cellar?
What to do, what to do. Before this problem came along, I was already $12,500 over budget, which I'm hoping Mike Pira was going to help me out with. Now, it seems, I'm committing to maybe as much as $20,000 extra. But a third bedroom should increase the value of the property by about $100,000. I'm very worried about running out of money, but I guess we have to push on, cut the concrete, and dig, dig, dig! With Refresh Renovations on the job, it's always safety first. There's no telling just how much of the house those mysterious concrete ballards are holding up. So we have some agri-props promptly delivered by Hi-Equip to safeguard us from the worst case scenario, which is a total house collapse. Better safe than sorry. While I nervously await the verdict down below, I turn my thoughts to more creative pursuits. The one thing that attracted me to this house was the wonderful little 1950s gems that are here and there, and that I've managed to get the boys to preserve during the demolition. I thought Pascal might be able to incorporate elements of these into the landscape design. I'm not really sure what Pascal's going to think of that, but a girl's got to try. I got this out of the bathroom when we were pulling it apart because I thought maybe we could use this. You know, you can get those really funky kind of styled landscapes where you're bringing the interior outside. This basin, I thought we could use it outside somehow, maybe in the barbecue area.
Are you serious?
He's laughing.
Well, the only thing you use it for is a bird bath. It's revolting. I mean, you can buy these things for $3 from a garage sale, and they're just awful. It's just a bog standard sink. It has no sort of character.
Really? Okay.
It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah,
it's
I guess you're right.
You know, there's no character whatsoever. I'm sorry, Evie.
Oh, well, you have these ideas.
It's out.
Yeah, okay.
But what's this?
These.
What are these?
So these, for sure, are a go. I thought they came out of the bathroom too, original bathroom tiles. They were all laid individually, and I'd love to see them used again. I thought maybe they'd look good with their tones, you know, against the concrete.
They are so naff that they're almost cool. And I'll have to think about it, but they're a good-looking colour. They are a bit retro. But I think that it would really go. I mean, the old garden was a nana-ish, sort of eclectic, somewhat eccentric garden, and if we bring just a touch of this sort of retro feel back into it, the colours are nice, they work well with the sort of nautical theme, and look, I think we've got a space for these. If we sort of lay them out, we could use them in our concrete up there in the barbecue area. You know, we've got sleepers, we've got concrete. It's not really what I would usually do. But I think in this, you know, sort of an eclectic sort of nana garden, I think that we reuse a little bit of this sort of retro stuff in here.
Just what I was thinking, that's great.
I've also recycled something though, and this is my door. So I want to strip it down and put some lime wash on it and extend it and use it for a table, an outdoor table. So we'll get a trestle and we'll put that on it. Get some funky chairs. It's a great outdoor table and doesn't cost a thing.
And it's got that maritime.
It has, yeah. So we've got the whole theme of the garden is all about sort of connecting us to the beach. So this is going to do that.
Love it. After the break, we have hit a wall with my third bedroom dreams.
I'll get hold of Evie and give her the news.
Pascal and the Natural Habitats team lay the groundwork for my outdoor living area. I'm loving what you've done with this view.
I made that myself.
And I nervously admit to Mike about my overspending. I only hope he has a solution.
You've got a problem, and we've got to address it right now.
This is my Kiwi dream. A beautiful 1950s home nestled in the hills above Karaka Bay. With views that take your breath away, this clifftop property has been the loved home of one family for 60 years. Now, while endeavouring to keep to the integrity of the original design and keep to budget, I'm working with a team of experts to create a Kiwi dream home. So far, we've completed the master bedroom and ensuite with an ocean view. Now, the lads out in the garden are preparing the way for another tub. the much anticipated outdoor spa from Hot Spring Spas. While the work continues, it's time for a catch-up with Mike Pero to check the budget's financial pulse. I've been dreading having this conversation because I've been approving a few additional spends over the last week, one of them being the window extension in the master bedroom. I'm hopeful Mike can find some flexibility in my funding. We were renovating the master bedroom, and as you know, it's been my dream to be able to lie in bed and look across to Rangitoto. Well, we realised that the position of the bed to the windows, it wasn't going to work, and we'd need to extend the windows out. And I was under quite a lot of pressure. You'll see there is a window in the wall over there.
Yes, yeah, I see that.
Let me finish. And I was pressured to make a decision at the time, and so I thought, okay, we'll go with the window, even though it's not on the plans, not on the budget, and then I'll call my fairy godfather,
Great.
Mike,
Yeah,
and say, Mike,
Yeah.
is there any wriggle room? Do you think we can get a bit more?
Well, you remember the conversation we had about a week ago? Well, clearly you didn't, because you went ahead and did something without checking. Now, we did agree that we had a budget. Well, you know that, and you've just blown the budget, so you've gone over the top here, Evie. So this is going to create some problems. So we may have to, well, we're going to have to compromise, or we're going to have to do something very smart to get rid of some extra costs there that you've incurred on our behalf.
Is there any way that we could keep the window and keep everything else in the plans as well?
We're going to have to do something. You know, and you've got X dollars and you've got a task, and we budgeted down to the last dollar, remember? Then, yeah, you've gone and blown it.
This early?
Yeah, this early. So if we continue to go off track like that, you've got a problem. And, yeah, we've got to address it right now.
So there might be some wriggle room?
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go away and work on it and see what I can come up with, but it's not looking good. And I just ask one little favour. Over the next week and here forward, you stick to it. And when people come up with these great ideas, that's all well and good, and I can see why you did it. What a beautiful view, but stick to the budget for next week at least. Promise.
Yes, Mike. Wow, that was a grilling. I'll think twice from here before approving any costs, that's for sure. My budget is in real trouble. I only hope Mike Pero can come back to me with some extra finance options. I'm potentially $32,500 over budget, but that depends on the results of the dig. If the concrete foundation walls don't go all the way down, I'm digging myself into a financial hole.
Mike, it seems like we've got a bit of a problem here. The concrete doesn't go all the way to the ground, mate.
Right, mate. Hey, look, I'll give the engineer a call and give him a rundown on it, and then I'll get hold of Evie and give the news.
Regardless of what the engineer has to say, we've gone past the point of no return in this space. The acro props from High Equip remain in place in case these bollards are holding up the house. There's no danger to the guy from Lowry Concrete Cutters or the other boys, but it's still a nervous moment removing these giant concrete support blocks while we wait for the engineer's report of their structural significance. Meanwhile, out in the garden with the Natural Habitats crew, at least something is going to plan. Wow, it's coming together.
Hi, yeah, it is. Yeah, finally moving again.
You're putting all the rough side up.
Yeah, we've flipped this one here because I don't want to see any of that nice flat side. I want to see this rough, you know, recycled side.
And they're all bolted in?
They are. They're bolted down, and then we've got the white shell will come in, and that'll really lift it, and it'll flatten it all off too.
I'm a bit worried about the shell. It's not going to go everywhere, is it?
No, it's going to actually lock in between these beams. It might kick a little over the surface, but no, it's going to be nice and flat. It's going to really soften up once we get the planting through here, and a bit of planting through here. We get some furniture, and then there's a big Corten steel fire. Remember we talked about the fire? That's going right there. Obviously your spa. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out.
I'm loving what you've done with this view. Those islands prepared earlier.
Yes,
Looks superb.
So we took out a fair bit of shrubbery just so you could see my islands. I made that myself.
At last, under the house, things are going just a little my way. The engineer's report has come back on just how important those concrete bollards were. Seems they were not holding up the house after all. Phew! Just as well, really, because the boys from National Personnel have been having a smashing time fast turning them into ex-concrete bollards. The engineer also advised that because the new walls are butting directly up against clay, we have the potential for a hydrostatic situation. In other words, potentially trapped water. That means, before any concreting can happen, I need to install a high-tech Volclay waterproofing system.
Hey Adrian, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks, Mike. Nice to meet you. Yes, yep.
How are we looking here?
Excellent. Yep, the application has been absolutely perfect.
Beauty.
Yep. No, the product's ideal for this situation.
Great. So how does it work?
You're probably going to end up with a hydrostatic situation. It's got granules inside the matting that are 300,000 years old. So it's actually a natural product. So as moisture hits it, it will hydrate, expand, and just fill any fizzes or cracks that may be appearing, hence stopping water ingress.
And I see you've got a drainage system behind that also?
Yes, the drainage system allows the water to track around to one exit area that takes the majority of the water away.
It's had the big tick off then?
It certainly has had the big tick off, and
Great.
you can go ahead and pour the floor.
After the break, it's concrete, concrete and more concrete. And later, here comes our fabulous spa. Oh, where's the hose? This is my Kiwi dream, a 1950s gem tucked away in the hills above Karaka Bay. It's a lovely retreat, so close to the city, and yet it feels a world away from the hustle and bustle. To have the opportunity to claim a little slice of this lifestyle is very special and rare indeed. I have a big project on my hands, but a stunning canvas to work with, and a team of experts led by Refresh Renovations who know how to make things happen. I'm tackling one room at a time, and right now we're working on this space in the downstairs, soon-to-be third bedroom. The wholesome concrete truck has arrived to start the big pour. The best way to access the room is through the floor above, and with the help from the guys at AAA Pro Pumps, the fun begins. This is a big concreting job. It's not just the floor. The room needs new concrete walls as well. So first, more Volclay waterproofing is installed by Sansom, all the way up the walls to the ceiling. And then wooden shutters are constructed and temporarily braced into position to hold the concrete in place until it dries. Working with concrete, you have to think about everything up front. The wiring for the room needs to be all pre-thought out and prepared as well. You can't be digging holes in concrete walls later to put in flush boxes for power points.
Sparkers have led some wire down to their HPM flush boxes, and we've drilled a hole through our shutters. So once the concrete's down and set, all we need to do is take off our shutter, chip out the concrete, and there's your flush box.
With everything prepared, it's back to more pouring. The wet cement is vibrated into the gaps to prevent bubbles and spaces. You might see wet cement coming out of these pipes. What I see is liquid money. All this concrete is going to cost me a bomb. But if I want a third bedroom, this is the only way to get it. Mother Nature is trying its best to hold up the natural habitat guys from progressing with the landscaping. But the arrival of the spa from Hot Spring Spas is imminent, so Pascal's team won't entertain any further hold-ups. They're boxing on regardless of the weather, with installing the last of the sleepers and laying out the shells from Central Landscaping. Next, it's time for planting. Pascal has chosen a selection of coastal natives. They'll have the best chance of long-term survival and fit in with Pascal's philosophy of rejuvenating coastal areas with natives wherever possible. And a special touch of Pascal's is this outdoor fireplace from Willery's. It has a rusty finish and blends in with the whole rustic coastal salvaged theme of this outdoor patio area. I can't wait to relax out here. Back in my soon-to-be third bedroom, the concrete is dry, so the temporary shutters are coming off.
This is why we put our vibrator in the concrete while we're pouring, so we get our smooth finish, not a honeycomb holes like this. It just settles all the concrete and brings all the liquidation out to the edge, so you get a smooth finish and you can't see none of the rock.
What we need in here is we need some sound sort of proofing.
Yeah.
We've got this lovely big bedroom that's down here now. Upstairs, high traffic area, we've got, dining, kitchen. What do we do?
I've got the solution for you. Basically, using green stuff, sound solution.
That's blue, so green stuff.
Main reason, we colour code blue for acoustic, green for thermal.
Easy. What is different about it? It looks the same.
Basically, this is hollow core fibres, and so when sound goes through, it heats up the fibres, stops noise going through. This is great for quiet zones. Basically, anywhere you don't want sound to transfer through the wall.
Great, so walls, ceilings, the whole lot.
Yep, perfect.
Well, it's been a bit of a drama, but I think we're finally winning with this downstairs bedroom. This has been a lot of hard work, but man, it's been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. No, we're really happy with how this has turned out, Evie. The amount of work that's gone into this, it's well worth it. We didn't know what we were going to find, and then coming up with an engineer design and actually getting in here, digging it out. Since then, we've poured floors and walls, and this is what we've come up with. And obviously trying to prop walls while we're working in here, it's been a lot to think about and run, but it's actually run really well.
I'm relieved, but you seem genuinely relieved.
Definitely. Obviously there's a lot to take into account. It's been quite a process, but it really has worked out really for the best. And I'm glad for you because you've now got a 3-bedroom home, which is great. It's not just a wine cellar. It's actually going to be something that it could be anything: media room, bedroom, office. The choice is yours. This is like a bomb shelter. It's just so it's such a good space.
Well, once it's finished, Mike, since you're so excited about it, you can come and stay, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'll have no problem down here. It's a bit more than a wine cellar, but, I could definitely sit here and have a wine, definitely.
After the break, watch out for low-flying spas. Sally and I have a little bit of girl time.
She's snuggling from the...
And you know how I just said we're winning with the downstairs third bedroom? I've spoken too soon. Holy Moses.
I'm really miffed. I don't understand where it's coming from.
My Kiwi dream renovation has been one heck of a ride so far, and we've only really scratched the surface. I love the completed master bedroom, but we only got there through blood, sweat and tears. The dreamy bedroom resembled more of a Kiwi nightmare at times. There have been rotting floorboards, nervous neighbours causing council intervention, suspect foundations.
I'll get hold of Evie and give her the news.
And a dodgy pipes discovery that set my budget back enormously. And I'm still to hear how much financial damage was caused by the third bedroom dig and massive concreting job. Thank goodness Refresh Renovations is holding my hand through all of this. Still, renovating is not for the faint-hearted. This is the room we're concentrating on right now, the downstairs, soon-to-be third bedroom. And after all the difficult work so far down here, there's now a sense of great anticipation as we race towards completion. There is going to be quite a lot of electronics installed into this space, so the expert wiring job being done by the Blue Cross guys is comprehensive. The doorway is being widened to a more regulation size, and because the room is quite small, we don't want to waste space with a traditional door opening into the room. A cavity slider from CS for Doors will be much more space friendly. This has been a troublesome room to get to this stage, so Mike from Refresh is not taking any chances. He's engaging specialists for each component of the job, such as Best Boys, who are specialist jib fixers.
Time for an update on the third bedroom. Now, if you can cast your mind back, before we dug down and we didn't get our ceiling height that we've got now, we did have a squitty door right here. Now, we've got rid of that. We've opened it up and we've got some beautiful bifold windows there, bringing in quite a lot of focused light. I'm really loving the atmosphere in here already. Now, this is also going to be a media room. So what I'm going to have is a retractable screen that hides away in the ceiling down there. And then on this side, we've made provision for a projector to come down so that we can watch our movies or perhaps our most recent works that we enjoy on television. I'm liking the way this is coming together.
I've also had a bit of semi-good news on my budget. I was destined to spend up to $20,000 on the third bedroom foundation problems and concreting work, but Mike from Refresh has managed to bring it in at a final cost of $17,300. So that means I'm only $29,800 over budget now. It's still a big worry, and I'm really hoping Mike Pero will save me with some further finance, but at least things are heading in the right direction. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's much better than any of those things. It's our hot spring spa being delivered by on-call cranes. This location deserves only the best, and there's been no compromise with this indulgence from Hot Spring Spas. If you're going to have an outdoor spa overlooking the Hauraki Gulf, you need to go all the way.
Sweet, take my hand, Pascal. Are we there yet?
Yeah, come on. Here we are. You right?
Yep.
Now, go.
It's enormous.
This is what you ordered, isn't it?
It's very executive.
It's huge, isn't it?
Look at the view from that spa.
Can you imagine yourself sitting there?
I can. Can we have a look inside?
Yeah. It's not got water in it yet, because we can't, but very soon.
It's so shiny.
I know.
Look at all the stuff. It looks like we're going to fly to the moon in that thing.
But once you put water in here, it'll go that beautiful aqua colour.
Is that just because of the lights, or?
No. Just that's the colour of the water when you put it in there.
Has this lid got some kind of lever on it?
It has. Watch this. One-handed.
No. Oh, where's the hose?
Oh, come back. Come here.
Back to that little room downstairs, and time to brief Sally Ridge, my interior designer.
It's going to be a relaxing space that you can work in with not too many distractions.
So office sort of comes cinema room.
Yeah, and if necessary, it could become another bedroom.
Oh, great. Well, I was kind of thinking in terms of colour and stuff like this. There's this beautiful, it's a colour called coastal blue, which is really pretty, and sort of it's bringing the sea in once again from, obviously outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint this whole room coastal blue, right the way around. And what I was thinking on this wall was putting Signwriters vinyl, Rangitoto, Waiheke, and putting it right the way across the wall, sort of like a piece of art. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
You're not convinced.
Is it going to be the words, or are you actually going to do the silhouette of the islands?
Well, no, I was thinking sort of words and making it sort of almost a little bit sort of modern, but not too modern, and going with white on top of the coastal blue. So it's very, very subtle. You're looking very concerned. I'm not liking the response I'm getting right now.
When you started speaking, I had visions of islands across my wall, much like Rotorua Airport circa 1980s, with Makoia Island and Nemoa down the bottom into Tanakai. And
I can promise you it's not going to look like Rotorua Airport.
It sure is a relief to be finally seeing the finishing touches coming together in this troublesome little room. Target painters are applying Sally's colour choice of Resine's coastal blue. It's just going to be perfect in here. Next, the underfloor heating is being laid by Warm-Up, followed by John Casper Carpets, who are laying a nylon Feltex carpet. It's soft, resistant to fading and hard wearing, which is perfect for this multi-purpose room. Finally, the screen is in place and the Sony overhead projector ready to entertain. I love it. The third bedroom come study come media room is going to be a busy, hard-working little room. Furniture for the space is going to need to be multifunctional too. And Sally has picked out a piece at Big Save Furniture that she thinks will do the trick just nicely.
Oh, well, I can see snuggling from the movie, you can imagine. Popcorn, that's what we're missing.
For an interior designer, it's all about answering the brief on design, functionality and budget.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, good.
Okay, put it back.
I'll see ya. I've had a worrying call from Mike from Refresh. My troublesome little room is playing up again. This time, it's water damage. Holy Moses.
Yeah, that's what got you in here. We found some water, and all we're going to do is try and find out where it's coming from. The only way to do that is to rip everything out, expose it, and see where it's coming from.
Oh my goodness me.
We found some moisture on the carpet, so we thought, well, the only thing to do is get everything out, stop anything that's been in here getting damaged anymore from water. And it's a process of elimination. We've actually got to pull out and find where the water's coming in from, and that's the mystery.
Where's my projector and screen and fittings gone?
We've pulled them out to stop getting any more damaged. We'll have to get them checked out to make sure that they haven't been damaged to a point where they can't be used. But
there was water in the ceiling?
There was water in the ceiling as well.
Is any of this under insurance?
Oh, definitely. It's all covered, through contract works insurance, which we made sure that we had at the start of the job. We'd never do a job without it. So, and this is why. It's a perfect example. All of the tradesmen that we use have had been qualified, given us producer statements. Unfortunately, we still have water in here, and I'm really miffed. I don't understand where it's coming from. So we're just going to have to keep soldering on and find it and reinstate things as quickly as possible.
Still to come, Pascal and I christen the spa.
It's a very, very good start, Pascal. I'm very impressed.
We find the source of the water damage problem, put the third bedroom back together, and Sally gets creative. What do you think you're doing? This wasn't on the design plan. My 1950s Kiwi Dream renovation project is slowly taking shape. Each space we've tackled so far has presented its own challenges. When you start a renovation, especially on an older house like this, you really don't know what little nasties you're going to encounter. But my troublesome third bedroom downstairs would have to trump all other challenging spaces so far. Let's do a quick recap. We discovered mysterious concrete bollards that needed to go. Trouble was, they looked like they might be holding up the house.
We've got to go down and have a look, and there are going to be associated costs, obviously outside our budget, if these walls don't go all the way down.
We braced for the worst and dug down to reveal the concrete foundations didn't go down to the level required to make it safe or practical as a livable space. So, at enormous expense, we waterproofed the whole area and poured concrete to create new walls and a floor. Then soundproofed it, wired it up, jibbed, painted, carpeted, and installed a Sony projector and screen. Job done, or so you would think. We then discovered, despite having installed high-tech waterproofing, that there was water damage in the ceiling, walls, and floor. Holy Moses!
Yeah.
So the room was stripped of its jibbing, carpet, and electronics while we tried to sort out where the water was coming from. And we think we have the answer. The recent wet and windy weather had blown off some temporary tarpaulin in a work area upstairs, and the sideways rain came in at just the right angle to work its way down to this room. So it was a one-off problem. Thank goodness. Do not adjust your sets. Yes, you have seen all this before. Best Boys Jib Fixers are back in and doing the whole job a second time. It's take 2 for Target painters as well. Followed by John Casper Carpets, who get to enjoy installing a second serve of nylon Feltex carpet. Finally, with the screen and a new Sony projector reinstalled, I think it's safe to say this room has been fully renovated. The final water damage financial damage amounted to $9,300 in doubling up of materials and labour. Thankfully, Refresh Renovations have a policy of never starting a reno job without contracts works insurance, and this is all claimable. So, no damage done here, at least, to my stressed out budget. It really does pay to do things properly. Meanwhile, outside, Pascal and his team from Natural Habitats are installing some lovely final touches to the rustic outdoor area. This fabulous metal art piece from Willery's complements the aged look of the old concrete wall behind. It's a case of embracing what's already there and enhancing with a touch of creativity. This piece is wonderfully rustic and complements the nearby rusty outdoor fireplace and rugged sleepers. With a few simple, understated outdoor pieces from Big Save Furniture, Pascal's latest work of art is complete.
Well, Evie, I think you've convinced me on the spa.
Who needs convincing when it comes to a spa? The water's so clean and soft, isn't it?
I know, that's the beauty of the Ace saltwater sanitizer from Hot Spring. All you do is you dial in how many people in the spa, and it does the rest. So, you've got your spa. What do you think of my rusty fireplace?
I've got to say, I can see where you're going now with it, with the dividing of the spaces. It's quite good.
And that ties into the thing we got from Willery's as well, which is the screen, the rusty screen.
It all looks very salvaged.
I know, it is. And that's the whole theme I've been going for the whole time, you know. This new flat area, one of many to come, is, you know, done with the sleepers and all that. It's got that coastal, like you've just dragged it off the beach and put it down. I mean, you remember what this place was like, don't you? It was all just paths and overgrown and all that. So, how do you feel now?
It's a very, very good start, Pascal. I'm very impressed. And if you decide you don't really like the spa, you can always leave because I can put this lid on myself too. So make some room. In the downstairs multifunctional room, our troubles are finally over and Sally is experimenting with dressing this space in different ways. Firstly, a guest bedroom with an Asco fold-down bed. Then, with a few simple changes in colour and furniture from Big Save, we have a lovely child's bedroom. Some accessories from Freedom are a nice added touch. Sally's also had custom-made some simple adhesive words. It's another subtle connection with the environment that is such a part of this place. The names of the islands in the Hauraki Gulf that the house overlooks. Finally, some beanbags and a few simple further changes in furniture, and we have a media room. Perhaps all the fuss and bother this room has put me through has been worth it after all.
it's you.
What do you think you're doing? This wasn't on the design plan.
Don't you love this resine white on wall paint? You can write anything or draw anything, and it just comes straight off.
It's going to come off, is it?
So I thought I'd draw you because you needed a bit of art in here.
Far out, you're full of mischief.
Look at this, it's so good, it just wipes straight off.
Oh, yes.
I
Now
might just
I
leave
see
half.
it. Now I see it. The likeness is startling.
I've got two of you now.
You designers have your toys, I've got mine. When you've finished vandalising my home, you might want to join me in a film.
Oh, I'd love to watch a film with you, Evie.
The new Sony 3D projector.
Oh, I like these glasses. You're looking hot there.
Thanks. This episode has been all about claiming unusable spaces. Pascal has tamed the jungle and created a wonderful retreat that I could never have dreamed would be this special and in keeping with its remarkable surroundings. And what was a strange little low ceiling space that was not very useful for anything much has been converted into a multifunctional room for guests, kids, and entertainment. This is all part of my Kiwi dream. Next week, we start work on the main living room area. I tried to go it alone and get ripped off by a dodgy contractor.
Good thing is, you haven't paid him, so.
He insisted on being paid before he went to Vegas.
Okay.
And my financial crisis goes from bad to worse.
I didn't even bother going back to the bank because I already knew the answer.
Pick up your copy of Renovate magazine for advice and inspiration for home renovation. To win the grand prize to the value of $10,000, including free architectural plans from Refresh Renovations and a free landscape concept design from Natural Habitats, go to primetv.co.nz/Kiwi Dream.